What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast here by Agent Weather Forecast. In this video, we're going to be keeping a look at Tropical Storm Josephine and now Tropical Storm Kyle. We now have the earliest K-named storm ever. So this is our 11th named storm so far, and this is before mid-August. So this is absolutely crazy that we had 11 named storms. As of now, we are beating 2005 compared to activity from August 2020 to August 2005. So if we keep on our roll, we're definitely going to be seeing very active peak for this year 2020. But we're going to be keeping a look on Tropical Storm Josephine as it expected to possibly weaken as it's going through some dry air. But on the other hand, Tropical Storm Kyle has definitely got some favorable conditions in the next coming hours. But later in the next coming days, dry air should get to it. So both storms will not be a hurricane, so don't have to worry about that. But definitely impressive that we had Josephine and Kyle within less than a week. So pretty crazy, but before we get in the video, please subscribe if you're new, hit the like button, also be sure to hit the post notification icon. Not only that, be sure to check out the Discord server Weather Expo in the description below. My awesome, very cool weather Discord. So be sure to check that out if you're not already done. So you have to be 13 and up. We're gonna be checking the cone, the timing, and everything else on these storms. Without further ado, let's get in this video. So here's a look now at the National Hurricane Center. Here we have Tropical Storm Kyle now at 50 miles an hour on advisory number 4 here. This is the latest update here on Kyle. It is now stronger than Josephine. Josephine's now sitting there at 45 miles an hour. Kyle's at 1,000 millibars for central pressure, almost getting to the triple digits, and Josephine's at 1,008. Josephine formed sooner, yet Kyle is actually in all the way up in the northern Atlantic and still is stronger than this system here, not too far off the coast of Massachusetts near Cape Cod. But yeah, there's Kyle right there. And obviously Josephine now moving at 16 miles an hour to west-northwest, and Kyle's moving east-northeast at 21 miles an hour. So completely opposite directions there. This is going to be going like this, and then this will be kind of going like this, really. So they may or may not meet up. But there we got Kyle and Josephine right here in the northern Atlantic here. So very impressive to see a K and a J just like that in August. So this is definitely a crazy year so far. We may have to obviously watch out for the MDR, the main developed region off the coast of Africa, for some tropical waves. Maybe Laura, and maybe even possibly as far as Nana can be here in August before September. So really watching out for the possibility of having Greek named storms. But now let's go check out now all the details, the cone, timing, and intensity guidance of these systems. So here's a look now at the cone and timing here for Tropical Storm Josephine here on the National Hurricane Center. They still should be becoming staying a tropical storm today, tomorrow, and possibly becoming tropical depression as early as not tomorrow morning, as Monday morning. So this could very well be continuously trying to stay alive. It was at 40 miles an hour last night. It's now at 45, so it's trying to stay alive. It's trying to really keep that dryer out, but in the end, the dryer will win and will completely end the system here. But as you see, expected to go right over Bermuda Island as a post-tropical depression, so don't worry about that. Not going to be seeing impressive winds or that much flooding. So if you're in Bermuda, you should be fine. Just going to be a post-tropical depression by then, as this dryer will completely take it apart here very soon in the next coming days. But it's going to be expected to start doing a kind of northwestern turn the next coming hours, and then going almost directly north, and then going east, northeast basically, or northeast. So that's what we're looking at there for the track here in cone for this Josephine. Let's go check out the tracks here for Josephine. As you see, most models are showing it going to that kind of that upturn out to sea there. So we have 1 or 2 models heading toward North Carolina, but that so we have 1 model heading for North Carolina, and then the others kind of a little bit further west. But don't expect it to hit any land or anything. This is expected to possibly go out to sea. So a lot of models here are agreeing with that, with it going out to sea and possibly heading towards the areas of Bermuda. But if you're in Bermuda, of course, don't worry about it. It won't be a hurricane, won't be a tropical storm, not even a depression. It'll be post-tropical depression there. So there is, right there, current intensity there. And yeah, so basically this is expected to go out to sea. Not going to be any issues here. Only issue that will be for Bermuda, but it's only be post-tropical depression. So really not too bad with this storm at all. So yeah, expected to go out to sea, expected to start weakening. So Josephine doesn't really have much to really live. Here's another model track here. As you see, a lot of the models are continuing to show a kind of a loop, or sorry, not a loop, a turn, kind of going way out to sea there towards the Bermuda area. You can't even see the point where you can't even really see Bermuda at this point. There's Bermuda right there in that little area. So models could very well take this to Bermuda, maybe just missing Bermuda. But as you see, the only land that will be expected to possibly get a teeny little bit of effects from this is Bermuda. So if you're Bermuda, don't be worried, don't be anything, but not going to be heading toward the U.S., not going to be doing a loop. It's expected to possibly just go out to sea here. So it's going to be mainly a fish storm. So Bermuda will be the only land it kind of touches in its whole life here. So you got the intensity guidance. As you see, though, models do show this possibly coming back to life. So they're showing it possibly becoming a tropical depression within the next 30 hours here or the next 48 hours. So this could very well be tropical depression very soon. But a lot of models are still going back to tropical storm force when it extends because conditions will clear up. So that's the question. Will this actually come back to life? That's kind of the issue. Like, will it come back to life if conditions come back? This system has had a history of getting torn apart and coming back to life very fast. So the question is, will this happen as well? It will go back to a tropical depression. The thing is, will it go re-strengthen back later? Or will it go just straight down? That's the question here. I wouldn't doubt if this actually does become a tropical storm once again. I think you can't rule this out really completely yet. It's expected to die very quickly. It's expected to die to a tropical depression. Or weaken, not die. It's expected to be a tropical depression and weaken a good bit. But if conditions clear up between Bermuda and those kind of ocean waters, where we have 30 degrees Celsius, no shear, no dry air, once it moves out of those unfavorable conditions, will it regain strength? You know, that's a possibility. It's definitely, it probably won't be a super long-lived system, but this can become named as early as the next 72 hours again. So it could be named once again, but it's kind of 50-50. Not all of models show that, but it could very well possibly weaken and stay dead or die, or it can weaken and come back to a tropical storm. It all depends really on the conditions here. But here's a look now at Tropical Storm Kyle. As you see, there we go, right there. Our tropical storm force wind extents. As you see, it's pretty far off the coast from Cape Cod there, so it's definitely not going to be affecting the U.S. It's going to be heading toward kind of the directly east, and it's going to be a post-tropical storm as early as Monday. As late as Monday, but this is expected to possibly weaken to post-tropical or become post-tropical because there is a high pressure right here in Nova Scotia or just north of Nova Scotia, and that's going to bring a ton of dry air. We have so much dry air in this whole area, and this dry air will actually get in this system just like it did with Josephine. So definitely seeing some similarities here, but as you see, this is expected to possibly go towards the Europe area, towards kind of the general area there of kind of this whole area near Spain, Ireland, Scotland, even Morocco. It's going to be heading in that general vicinity right there in the, let's say, the entrance to the Mediterranean right here. And then we have the British Bay right here. And then we have Morocco right here. So it's going to be heading towards Europe. Definitely not going to be heading toward the U.S. So it's going to be a pretty long track, really long track. But expected to possibly be post-tropical by the time it gets here, so don't expect a tropical storm for Scotland or anything, but it's going to be heading towards the eastern Atlantic. So here's another look here at another track here. Shall we just move like that? As you see, expected to possibly go straight up to the east or east-northeast, and then at this point kind of splits up. So you're going to go here, possibly even affect possibly France, go towards the UK, or just go out to sea. So there's a pretty big cone of uncertainty for this big area. Actually, it's a huge cone of uncertainty, but expect this though to definitely go in this general area right here in the eastern Atlantic. So very far up in the northern Atlantic, obviously not really common. Really, you see systems moving in this general area, but it happens. But it very well will be post-tropical by the time that happens. Let's go just move my screen there. And then this is Tropical Storm Kyle's intensity guidance. So this is actually expected to possibly weaken a good bit to being a tropical depression by the next 36 hours here, even post-tropical. But another good bit should possibly staying as a tropical storm, but a lot weaker. So it will stay at tropical storm force, but staying post-tropical, which is exactly what the National Hurricane Center shows. So I think this could very well weaken a good bit with the dry air and unorganized, but stay as kind of weak tropical storm being post-tropical, but having the winds of it, but just not the resemblance or the formation here. So it won't be a potential tropical cyclone, but it will be a post-tropical system here, post-tropical cyclone here. So this is the intensity guidance. Let's go check out now what the models show on Josephine and Kyle and how favorable or unfavorable the conditions are, and whether these systems could very well last in these unfavorable conditions, or will they die or fall apart. Alright guys, so here's a look now at the GFS here for humidity. As you see, there is a lot of dry air getting to Josephine here. Here's that low pressure. That low pressure is right here. It's in between that moisture and that dry air. So this is definitely going to get to the system. It's kind of wrapping around here. And that's exactly why we expect it to possibly go to a tropical depression quite frankly soon. As you see, there it is. But the thing is, in the next coming days, this could very well be developing a moisture bubble once again surrounding from that dryer. So we're gonna have a dryer here and dryer there. But if it has a moisture bubble, it probably won't fall apart. And that low pressure, if it's in the middle of that moisture, no problem. But as you see, that's what the GFS is showing. In the next 84 hours there before going to Bermuda, it has a major moisture bubble. So this could very well possibly become a tropical storm once again. So that's something to really monitor there. And not only that, actually, let's go and check out, before we check the wind shear, let's go and check out now what we have here for a tropical storm Kyle. So as you see, the system's definitely got a ton of moisture right now. Let's actually go to the northern Atlantic in general, shall we? The northern Atlantic in general. So here's a look at the northern Atlantic. As you see, we definitely have, let me actually move my screen a little bit like that. There we go, perfect. As you see, we have a ton of moisture. Let's go currently, a ton of moisture right now for Kyle. Right here, a ton of pretty good moisture. But look at that dryer in Canada, eastern Canada, and the northeast. It's going to be going into that system there. As you see, it's going to really open it up, and that's why it's going to be post-tropical. But it will have the wind, so that dryer is going to definitely take that system apart really quickly here. Now let's go and check out now the wind shear. Let's go check out wind shear. Let's go back to Josephine here, because really, Kyle's gonna be post-tropical. Really, we're not really worried about that really falling apart, but really Josephine could it very well possibly come back to life after dying a little bit. So you're looking at the wind shear. This is where the low pressure is for Josephine. It's gonna heading right into that shear right now. It's expected to really fall apart at that moment, really. But as you see, it's gonna kind of move its way there, and then look what happened in the next 60 hours. It's kind of right here, that low pressure, and look where it is. There's absolutely kind of no shear in that huge bubble, and that's where we have 30 degrees Celsius, and also you saw that's where it has a moisture bubble. So this could very well become a tropical storm again, because after it goes through all the wind shear now in the next 36 hours, it comes back out with favorable conditions. This is where Bermuda is. That's where Bermuda is. We have no shear, no dry air, and obviously not enough shear to take it apart. We have some shear, but not enough to take it apart. And also, we have very warm water. So I think this could very well become a tropical storm again there. And that's exactly why I think possibly Josephine could very well become a tropical storm again after it weakens to a tropical depression. Check out the GFS here. As you see, there it is. Josephine, quite frankly, falling apart, but heading toward the Bermuda area. As you see, kind of really scattered thunderstorms. And that's going to be going kind of directly for the areas of the Bermuda Island there. Going to bring some decent amount of rain there. You see the low pressure, you're going to go right over Bermuda in the next 132 hours. Or that's actually not right. But it heads toward Bermuda by the next around 80-ish hours there. Let's check out now Kyle really quickly. Kyle very quickly here. See how Kyle's going to be doing here. Moisture-wise, how much moisture it's going to be bringing in here. 4 areas. You see 999 millibars by the next 6 hours, though could very well continue to organize before getting torn apart by that dryer. You see it continues to really get higher and higher millibar pressure. 1,004 millibars, 1,005, 1,006, 1,005 though. So definitely that dryer is going to take it apart. Something to also watch is maybe a Kyle 2.0 off the coast of Africa, or off the U.S. coast here. That's like another Kyle there. As you see, that is something to really watch out for. As you see, that's going right off the coast of the Outer Banks and doing almost an exact track. Is it actually going to possibly affect areas like Nova Scotia? But that's something we need to really keep in mind. So, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this short hurricane outlook discussion on Josephine and Kyle. As these storms start to really die or fall apart, we'll be doing more hurricane outlooks and discussions in general, and see how active September can be, how active the rest of the season can be. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and bye, guys.